What's up? What's up? What's up? GS350 JP in the house. What's up? Okay, so I got a message about my homeless and vacant lot videos. Okay, now what's going to happen is this. Okay, you get not a lot of negative feedback, but you get some feedback that tends to be the common feedback, where it's like a programmed feedback, automatic feedback, right? So the feedback was like, well, one of the kids, somebody steal the food or stomp it, or and you can't get kids to plan unless you got to entertain them and things like that. Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's really interesting too about what he said about entertainment, because that's how it is in school too. If you don't teach these kids how to enjoy doing things and make it fun for them, then of course it's going to be very tiring, because they're going to have to force themselves to learn it. But if you can teach them how to study, where they can laugh and be able to talk while they're studying, maybe listen to music and doing things like that, then it'll be more enjoyable for them to do it, because the work really isn't that hard. We know it's not. It just takes time. You keep doing it, eventually you're going to get used to it. And that's also another subject I'd like to talk about. But as far as them stealing, people stealing the food and things like that, well, I wouldn't worry about it. Let them steal, because the whole purpose of the number one purpose of doing that is that everybody in the neighborhoods can eat, and because there are a lot of families struggling, and what'll happen is, we can come off of food stamps, just let other people who don't farm, because we always talk about, like in Japan, almost every family comes from some type of a farming situation. A lot of these guys and girls that you meet out there that's from Japan, you ask them, do they grow vegetables in their garden? Do their fathers get out there and garden and grow vegetables and stuff? I'm sure quite a few of them are going to say yes, because Japan is pretty much just it's a country, and they grow food out here, and it's nothing else to do but grow food. I mean, like, what you gonna do? Go to a party, go to a club, or go out and go out in your front yard and play with the dirt and make it, put the seeds in, water it, trim it, keep the weeds out and stuff like that. The food will grow, and you can just sit out there, and while you're out there, get a knife and whatever, a knife, bowl, and chop up the food right then and there. And some people even know how to make sauces. Some people can, use blenders right there outside in their gardens, pick up some carrots right out of the ground and, peel them, pop them right in the what is that thing called? Pop them right into the blenders, and down, they drink it juice just like that. And I mean, it's simple. So as far as stealing and stuff like that, don't worry about that. That's why you got to get it out to all the people in the neighborhoods and say, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to start growing our food. Because one thing about slavery that a lot of us should have, or that we should have didn't take our eyes off of, was that we were forced to learn skills, or I wouldn't say to learn skills, but yeah, pretty much those who came here with these skills had to train those who didn't have the skills, their kids and stuff is what I mean, and they had skills. And then once slavery stopped, because of the capitalism and stuff like that, then a lot of other people got skills, and I won't say we exactly stopped, but once integration came, then we started doing other things that were seen more important than the jobs that we did have, especially agriculture. And people were too much worrying about living next to white people, or having a nice car, and not realizing that farming is profitable too. And you out there, you mess with the foods, and different kind of foods do different things, plants do different things, they make medicine. I mean, look at the drug industry right now. What do you think they got? They just get that stuff just out of the air, or it's all chemicals and stuff. They use a lot of stuff in plants and then try to reproduce it and stuff like that, and all these diet things, it's all about herbs, and that's you think about it. If you want to lose weight, you got to hit the vegetables, you got to hit the fruits, and that's it, and they ain't doing that, so, and you thinking like, oh, well, it's going to be hard to get these kids to do it. It's not going to be hard to get these kids to do it. You go out there and you tell them, hey, you grow these vegetables, and then you go around, and your job is to go around and you sell them. There are people in the neighborhood who will buy those fruits and vegetables, and who can afford it. Those who cannot afford it, then you have them out there working, and they sell, what they make. They get paid, by they can get cash fine, and they can go out there and they can sell it too. Because the only thing they're going to do by doing that is just learn about business. Because selling vegetables, people are going to eat every day. So you should run out of vegetables every day, and you should be able to collect money every day. And think about it. The government paying farmers not to grow food. Okay, they're paying them not to grow food. So the food is out there. Last year used vacant lots, but probably what's going to happen though is the police probably going to, once they catch on, they'll probably come and say you can't do this, you can't do it. Depends on what neighborhood you're in. But if you're living out in the country, you got big front yard and big backyard, and you start planting that stuff. Have other people out there, I don't know, because, some people start acting stupid and stuff. But, if you're in the city, you talk to the people who have homes in the black neighborhoods and can grow that stuff, and you guys make deals and stuff. And even in the vacant lots, they got paperwork where you can do it. I'm sure it's possible. So you guys got to do that, And you get these kids off the streets and you teach them. Now and that's it, because it's like this, growing vegetables and selling them is profitable. And you can easily, if you grow just imagine if you have like 50 people out there, 100 people out there working different plots and stuff, and then every day when it starts getting bigger, and a lot of fruits and vegetables are starting to grow and stuff, and they start selling it to the people in the neighborhoods. And they can, even if you sell one, like 3 or 4 apples, I don't know how much they cost out in the States. Out here they cost $1, but still, you sell, let's say 10 apples for, I don't know, $5 or something like that. People might say it's expensive, but it's organic and all this stuff. But the whole thing is, you can definitely make $100 a day selling vegetables, And if people got money, $25 to spend on crack, then you just make a $25 vegetable and fruit and vegetable package, and sell it $25 per person, because all it's going to do is just help them get better and stuff, and then you can pay your way through college or whatever, and that money, you can. You got brothers and people overseas who can do business and stuff. And you got to remember what I said about the international marketing. People don't know us in the States, and they don't know our condition and stuff, because they got their own problems in the countries that they live in. They have their own problems. So whoever is over in these other countries can get this stuff sent over, because they, like I said, they got food coming from all over the world to Japan now and stuff, and it's real cheap. So all I gotta say is just that you guys don't worry about what somebody's gonna do, because that's just suggested. That's just stuff that people suggest. Oh, black guys gonna rape white women. But when we were slaves, the slave master wasn't around. White women were around, and they weren't just, raping them and stuff like that. It's just stuff to put in people's heads and stuff. And suggestion is one of those things. They just say something, people start thinking about it instead of saying, well, that's not me, and I'm better than that, and I know I can do this, and they're like, well, they said we can't do it, and then you just taking on the image that somebody said talking about you. But then did they say your name? They said black people. There are billions of black people around the world, so all I gotta say is, don't worry about those stereotypes and those negative things. You gotta get out there and try, because you won't know if you don't try. So just try to do that.